It's Bama, Tabby, Tickler, Aaliyah, and JR, the rapper. It's Bama, Tabby, it's Bama, Tabby, Tickler, Aaliyah, and JR, the rapper. Mic on the table, no polish. Truth in the room, we call it. Different lanes, one circle. Same old scars, we talk it. From rent days to the break room. From new dreams to the pain too. We laugh hard, then we break down. Still we show up, that's the name now. Say what you mean what you say. Keep it bare, don't fade away. If it's real, let it sting. If it's joy, let it sing. Mosaic Union Podcast. Say it plain, say it loud. Mosaic Union Podcast. Real talk, we hold the crowd. Every voice got a reason. Every bruise got a sound. Mosaic Union Podcast. Come as you are. Right now, one week is love, next week is lost. Next week we're asking what it all costs. Black tea, cold notes, late night calls, big laughs, then the quiet falls. We tap into faith and flaws, broken homes and second chances.
What's up? What's up?
We back. We back.
We back like we never left.
We're back. Thank y'all for joining us.
See, did we hold the crowd like we said we do?
That's the question.
Back in here. 6 people back in here. Okay, yeah, I guess we hold it.
Okay.
Yes. Thank you. We back.
Yeah. Hey, Sunflower. Thank you for coming back.
Y'all
let us know in the chat.
For real. I see you, Sunflower.
We back like a chiropractor. Okay.
Hey, we got the realest 5 fans in the world, you know.
Okay.
I'll take
about
them any day.
loyalty.
Any day.
Yeah. A1 day ones. Appreciate y'all. Okay, so I know we had some little, interruptions there, but thank y'all for y'all patience. I appreciate y'all. So, when you know better, you do better. But unfortunately, sometimes, there's consequences you can't come back from. So,
Okay.
I want to know, why in the world did they throw that woman off of that cliff without?
Talk about can't come back from, okay? Ain't no coming back from that. She went straight on to glory.
And why, when things are going down, we don't look out for each other? Like, how many people were supposed to look out for each other in that scenario? Like, as far as...
Yeah, that whole thing was suspect. To me, that seemed extremely malicious. That doesn't seem like that was an accident to me at all.
Yeah, I don't know what the accountability is going to look like for the people who were responsible, but that young lady was 21 years old, and it's very unfortunate what happened to her. So let that be a lesson for people when you going out and you on these tourist, trips, excursions, and things like that. I don't know if she's by herself. Like, there's a lot of, information that's still coming out, right? And a lot of stuff is alleged too, right? We don't want to misspeak on anything. But even if she wasn't there alone, there's too many people to blame for this situation as far as accountability goes. Like, I don't understand how that happened. And even the people videoing it, like, it was like, y'all realized just a second too late that she was not hooked up to any of the cords that she was supposed to be hooked up to. So, yeah. I don't know. How do y'all feel about that? Bama?
First off, I'm going to say, look, I don't know her life, so I can't say she went to glory. So she could have went somewhere else. She could have went somewhere else. It might not have been glory, but she could have went somewhere else. But secondly, I feel like it was a setup because those dudes that was holding her, like, they could clearly see nothing was attached to her. So, like, okay. y'all did that shit on purpose.
Yeah,
I agree.
But yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it's no excuse if these guys are professionals. it's no way that not one of them would have noticed that she wasn't attached. Like that's just honest. That's unacceptable. I know they probably got fired after that. Like it's just no reason that that situation should happen.
Talk about they got fired. They got arrested.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they did get arrested for malicious intent because, especially for the guy that was behind her,
Yeah.
He can
besides the two
clearly
guys that were
see.
lifting her up, he could clearly see that she did not have her gear on.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm waiting for more information to come out because I really do want to follow that up and see why they did that to that poor baby. Because they also said when the paramedics got there, she was still alive. So that was a slow death.
Ooh,
Mm.
Yeah.
I know
Yep,
she.
I saw that.
the
Her neck,
pain.
her
Uh,
back, her
uh,
neck, and her back.
Bill, I'm gonna need you.
Like,
Oh Lord Jesus, I'm not going to hell. I
dang.
promise, Lord.
Well, I hope she didn't either.
Facts. I will let's let
I'm
us
just saying, I
pray.
hope she didn't. But like,
And that's what I said. I pray and God bless her family because I
yes,
can only
that's
imagine her thoughts on the way down. And then when the nurse got to her, like, thank God for that nurse that was there in the last few moments because I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine. And I don't want to go on no excursions either. And I don't, this is why I have trust issues, okay? That right there.
talk.
Don't
Real
play with your
talk.
life. Don't play with your
Yeah,
life.
I'm not doing bungee jumping anytime soon.
yeah.
My
I'm thinking
fear
about.
is that even if I were to bungee jump with gear, those things are gonna snap like rubber bands because of the weight coming down so fast. No, it ain't gonna snatch me back up. I'm just gonna keep going down.
Yeah.
So
There's no
no.
way. I would have triple checked
And
all them
see,
folks if it was something I was interested in doing that bad. My life, there's not enough insurance to be doing stuff like that.
Exactly.
I was thinking about doing skydiving, but this done made me nervous.
Man, you better
Why?
do
Skydiving.
What you
it.
want to do?
You want to jump out of a plane thousands of feet in the air just to come back down to earth.
Yeah.
You want to jump off the plane. You don't want to ride to another destination. You want to jump
Look,
off the plane.
let me just say this. Look, for everybody that's out there watching, I'm melanated, but I
Yeah.
don't do melanated stuff. I do Lord, never mind. Y'all get
Yes.
the
White
picture.
boy, white boy stuff.
Y'all know
Yes. Yes.
y'all,
Yes. Thank you.
y'all
Thank you.
I'm an adventurous person. Like I lived in the country. We did some country shit, jumping off bridges and shit. Like that's how I grew up. Like we did some crazy shit.
And Jesus is still
So
on the main line while you out here
Okay.
risking
So
it all.
and he was
got
on the
to.
main line watching me too. Like
Got
So
to be.
is.
yeah,
He said free will.
And I'm making fun of you. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to be adventurous and to do stuff that gives you that adrenaline rush. Cause you better than me. I'll watch it,
look,
but I
look.
can't
I'm not scared
participate.
to die.
Number one, I wear wigs, so my
I'm not,
hair's gonna go flying off into the distance anyway with me jumping off. So I can't participate in that. I'll go swim in the ocean anytime, and when I say the ocean, I mean close to the beach, not the ocean, because that's too deep for me. See, I have limitations. I'll put my little pinky toe in the water, into adventure. But I'm not going to go beyond my means where I can't be rescued in the next 5 minutes. Is all I'm saying.
Nah, I feel you. I can't do it. And we gonna leave that up to Bama. But I would tell you before you do real skydiving, try indoor skydiving first.
oh, been there, done that.
Okay, so you okay. You a little
Oh, so you
prepared.
just, yeah, you want the adrenaline rush.
Yeah,
So
I
this
mean
means
it's
he's
a.
doing it like the white folks do it too. They prepared. So they take classes and lessons and things.
I
Man.
guess. Yeah, I guess so.
It's
Right. Like
okay.
I said,
It's
I'm making
okay
fun
to
of
act
you,
like the
but
white
no,
meat. It's
please do what
okay.
makes you happy. If it makes you happy, please do it.
Hey, there's some strong people out there that do rock climbing and all that kind of stuff, all different type of
Rock
races
climbing.
Thank
and
you,
Oh
things.
Goldie.
Lord,
So
Thank
my
you,
it just,
shoulders
Goldie.
start hurting when you just mentioning that. I can't.
yeah, them bruises in the mountains that they don't discriminate like us people sometimes do. So yeah, go out and be adventurous. The trees are nicer than the people, unfortunately. So
Nah,
you want to
them
climb the
animals in
mountains
the
and
damn
things.
look, them damn
Yeah, I'm
animals
not
in them
going.
damn woods and shit. Nah,
Yeah, I'm not fooling with
that's
no
what.
bobcats and all of that mess. I'm good with all that.
Look, I already
Yeah.
had
Yeah,
the pimp try to
I'm
fight
gonna need
me.
to talk to you about this off stream because you just brought up a valid point, which reminds me of you being scared of those deer, but you'll go jumping off a plane.
Hey, them deer try to jump me.
Oh yeah, and them otters, them so-called otters and things you
Yeah,
be
they
running
try to
from.
jump me. Shit.
Yeah.
Look, if I had
So
multiple,
you jump out the
if I had my
plane.
people, shit, we could have squared up. Like, what the hell?
How you
It
gonna
was
Uh,
just
get
me
gang
out
banged
there.
by some by some deer, man?
Bruh,
I'm not about to
have
deal
you
with you.
seen them
Please.
motherfuckers? They stand up and start punching. Like
He was
shit. They punch
running.
faster than me
He
did
was
shit.
running.
Exactly. Oh my goodness. Okay, I was just checking the chat, y'all, real quick before we get dive into the last hot topic before we
Yeah,
get
what
our
the chat
guests
got to
on.
say.
Okay, so yes.
Skydiving is fun. Thank you, Goldie. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Goldie. Thank you, Tiffany. I appreciate y'all.
Oh, that is golden.
Hey,
I can't
what's good,
see.
y'all?
Thank y'all for
He
Jody
said
and top
indoor
flower.
skydiving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be
See?
specific.
oh it's indoor sky. Yeah, indoor skydiving is so fun. Okay, see, I've never done either of them. I would do indoor for sure, but not that outdoors. I ain't that outside.
So would y'all do zip
Outdoor.
lining?
Yeah,
I'll
I'll
do
do zip
zip
lining.
lining. I do want to do that. I'm not gonna lie.
You still in the air.
Yes, but I
And you
can
can
Yeah.
still
control
can become
space.
tumbling down. And that wind can still go flying back.
Well, I'll have a helmet on, so it's gonna hold it down.
I don't have that problem, but I want to be heavily strapped in. I mean, strapped all the way in legs, thighs, arms, elbows, everything. I
Okay,
need all the straps. Yeah.
okay.
Mm-mm. All right. So, um, okay, I think we got our chat check already good to go. So, as you guys know, faith and strength is very, very important. And I know that that is also hard when you're raising children. JR, I know you have a son, and I know Aaliyah and Bama are godparents, but so is our guest. She's also a parent. And I would like to hear her point of view on. The basically accountability and consequences and what it looks like raising a man in today's world, especially considering what's going on with the recent headlines with Mr. Carmelo Anthony. So, with all due respect, I don't want her to wait any further. I would like for y'all to welcome Mrs. Candace Green, also known as my cousin, but I want you guys to give her a warm welcome and welcome her in to the Mosaic Union Podcast season 2, episode 4, as our guest to talk about her life and a little bit of other things going on. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, how you
Hey.
doing? Welcome
Welcome
in.
in. Welcome in.
Hey, hey, what's going on? That was kind of unexpected. I was listening to y'all in the middle of you. Look at me.
Okay.
Slid you in. Well,
Okay,
thank you for your patience. How are you doing today?
I'm good. So y'all can see me clearly and you can hear me clearly.
Loud and
Yes,
clear.
ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am. Can you
wonderful. Wonderful.
say
I'm
it,
doing
Buzz?
great. I'm a little jittery. I ate some pork earlier. You know, I understand why they say don't eat pork. Don't eat pork. That shit is not compatible with the body. It is not. So I feel
Poor
really
baby.
imbalanced right now.
Well, I
But
love
Yeah.
my pork. But that's why
I've
I'm
Hey,
been
when
a big
hearing
those
that
back
one.
cravings
too.
hit, I understand. Sometimes you just gotta have a pork chop. At least that's me. I
Yeah.
love
Yeah.
a good
Yeah, I
fried
ain't
Cause
pork
gonna.
chop.
yeah, I'm a big bag, so and that's why I'm a big bag. I like
Okay.
pork, unfortunately.
Yeah, yeah. And I got some cabbage in there with some bacon in it. I like my pork every now and then, but I don't eat it all the time. But I
Yeah.
recognize some patterns, after eating it. It be like that sometimes. But
Mhm.
um. So,
Mhm.
what is your take? What do you think? Um, How, I guess my question would be, how do you know that? When did you know that it was not going to go in Mr. Carmelo's favor as far as the recent verdict?
Mm.
I knew that probably about a couple weeks after the incident that it wasn't going to be a fair trial because of what they wanted, because of the people that were coming out speaking on behalf of Carmelo. The focal point was about other things outside of law and the self-defense of Carmelo. So I knew that pretty early on, but you always have to have hope because that's what the judicial system is there for. It's put up there to be fair, um, and it's in the state of Texas. However, I can't say I'm happy about the outcome, of course, you know,
Of
but
course.
Yeah, no, the
yeah,
outcome was terrible.
I knew it wasn't gonna be right. Uh,
Go ahead,
I said
Aaliyah.
the outcome was terrible. I am frustrated, surely, um, and it's hard seeing all of the back and forth afterwards, especially when I would like to comment. And
mhm.
in some spaces I can't because I don't have the energy, and I know I can get ugly. So how have you been handling that as far as the backlash is?
I don't really care about the backlash. I'm looking at order. I'm looking at what's right.
Mm,
This is not the first time we've had to deal with this kind of thing as a collective, and I think it just keeps coming around until you deal with it head on. It's just so many times you could just keep ignoring it, keep avoiding it. And I wanted to say that I want to bring this up in reference to the case. A lot of people that are actually not talking about the case in its entirety. Uh, for you to consider someone in self-defense when there's a dead body, you have to actually look at all the components of the case, the incident. It's actually extensive when somebody is not just coming straight out and saying I'm guilty. That's not going to be a quick trial. So what a lot of people are not talking about is that at the beginning of this trial, there was a Black American judge. She was female, named Angela Tucker, who was on this case. This was the first appointed judge to this case. And this is when the incident first happened. Carmelo was put out $1 million bond. You can find all this on Google. And it was dropped down to 250,000 by this same judge, who also put him on restrictions. So he had to wear a ankle bracelets, I think is what they call it, up until the trial. But they, at least the courts, you see, this isn't, Judge Tucker isn't speaking for herself. She's speaking directly for the courts. So the courts at least trusted Carmelo enough to send him back out into society, allow him to walk the stage in order to graduate, at least for a whole year. But unfortunately, what a lot of people also don't know is that that same judge was doxxed and swatted. And if you don't know what that means, a lot of times what it's saying is that the judge was targeted, they were harassed. Um, People found their personal information and was probably sharing it, and it became harmful towards the case. So I don't know when, at what time during this incident, after Carmelo was let out, when she was removed, but she was removed, my understanding, due to being harassed. I also have an understanding that the Carmelo family has been significantly harassed, and the supporters of Carmelo. I mean, the whole world can see it now. If you have something to say in reference to support of Carmelo, even if you have something in reference to say in support of the Metcalf family, you are being harassed.
mm,
You are being harassed and you are being treated unfairly. And this has been the case all the way up. It started off unfair. Started
mm,
off unfair. So as you can see, as you've been following, we no longer have Judge Angela Tucker now, who I'm sure would have replaced that more of a balanced case that everybody was kind of looking for, because we would have had at least a judge of color up there. However, she was removed and replaced with a judge named Judge John Roach Jr., who is a white male, and he had a he had a fairly similar reaction to the public that Angela Tucker did. It was just a different race. It was a different
Mhm.
race. So from the beginning, this case to me has been like a push and pull as far as balance in a neutral a racially neutral environment. It's been very difficult, and I don't think either judge was able to successfully do anything, including the one who got the 35-year verdict. I saw all kinds of errors just in his interview alone, where he admitted to quite a bit in reference to his experience in that trial. I didn't see I didn't see a fair trial.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear fair trial, even in his words of choice. I didn't hear it.
Right.
And the parents of Carmelo have already came out and expressed their feelings and experience in the court. And they also have expressed that they don't believe that they had a fair trial, as they had filed an appeal less than 24 hours after the verdict had been released.
Right.
So it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Law is supposed to be simple. It's supposed to be order. Order is a straight line. I say it all the time. It's the shit that you learn in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but you also have to weed through all the dysfunction as well. You have to weed through the dysfunction, and you have to weed through the disorder in order to truly be successful. I don't think all of Texas was successful with this one. I think this was a strong failure with the judicial system,
Mm-hmm.
and
Agreed.
a strong failure for the state of Texas. I do. This is
Mhm.
horrible to me personally. I don't like it at all.
And my question
I don't
to
even
you
think I
would
introduced
be,
myself too much.
yeah. And my question to you would be, how, what would the verdict to you been that would have been fair in this case?
um, I I believe a fair verdict. First of all, I would have preferred the choices between manslaughter, which is 5 to 20 years. That's
Mhm.
involuntary. At involuntary manslaughter, that means no intent to kill, no malice. Or
Mhm.
I would have accepted criminally negligence homicide, which is a little
Mhm.
bit lower. That's 2 to 5 years, and I would only have went with that just because he was a minor. There were a lot of teenagers involved, and due to prior cases and with similar things happening, they also accepted criminal negligence homicide. So I didn't see that being too far of a reach. But even with I guess I would have went with either, if it was criminally negligent homicide, I would have went with the max. And if it was manslaughter, I probably would have went with sort of a minimum. I probably would have went with maybe even 10 to 13 years or something, out in 7, maybe out in 6. I wouldn't have went with 35 years. That's a full sentence. And actually, I'm gonna tell you exactly what that looks like to me. It looks like they tried to swap these boys' lives. Looks like they tried to swap these boys' lives. It looked like they went in, gave them 35 years, 17 years good behavior, because at least you can prove in character for Carmelo Anthony that there was definitely good character present. You can't say that much for Austin Metcalf or the family. So I
Mhm.
believe that they intentionally wanted to secure 17 years, which was the age of Metcalf when he passed. So it's
Wow.
kind of like a body for a body, life for a life kind of thing.
Wow.
However,
Hmm.
you can't just overlook you can't just overlook um, the crime of one, to me, to focus so
Mhm.
much on another person, because there were other laws that were broken before the stabbing incident. There were other things that happened under that tent that I believe invited the courts right in because of violation of law.
Mhm.
So I think there was a lot of things that were not taken into consideration as strongly, especially when it comes to law.
Mhm.
Law keeps it fair across for everybody. You don't have to think about race. You don't have to think about who you're close to, who you're not close to. You don't have to think about anything emotional or anything personal. Law is straightforward, straight across the board, equal to all. That's literally the only thing we all have in common, honestly,
Right.
is the law, because we all have the same laws. We all have to follow the exact same laws. So I don't know what I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm just unhappy, not because of what happened to a black boy or a black family. I am unhappy because we're better than that.
Right.
As far as the
Right.
land of the law, we are better than that.
Right.
So that shit was embarrassing to me.
Yeah. What's your take, Aaliyah?
Um, it's really hard because, not just the history in Texas when it comes to Black youth at the expense of the law, and how I believe that a grand majority of them are fairly punished. It's a continuing thread throughout the country and has been since we were brought over. Um, I know that he would have to be held for some responsibility for his participation in all of this as far as Anthony is concerned. Do I believe he had the right to defend himself? Absolutely. Do I believe that there was not enough evidence presented to the public? Absolutely. I do not believe that this trial at all was as transparent as it should be, and that he was made an example of. They threw the book at him. And with his attorney, I don't believe the attorney was competent enough. And the family, I'm still having a hard time understanding, because they are intelligent, how they didn't pursue a different attorney and was following the wrong advice. I don't know. It's a heartbreaking situation, and I really do wish it had panned out completely differently.
True. Bama, what's your take on that?
Yeah, before I ask my question or say my statement, I do want to say Miss Green herself is she's not only speaking as a mother of a African American child, but she is speaking as someone who has studied the law. So this is why she is so passionate about it. Um, but my question would be, um, as we know, the attorneys failed him. His attorneys failed him. What do you think was their biggest mistake?
The attorneys,
Yeah, for
um,
Canelo to give him
well,
like that fair chance.
I think the biggest mistake was taking on a case that they couldn't handle. That wasn't a case that was intended for those type of attorneys.
Mm,
I think the
mm,
judge, and this is just my personal opinion based off of what I have picked up, they're still under investigation currently. Currently, they have not released 100% of the facts of this case, but just based off my own personal opinion, I believe that the judge may have abused his power
mm,
to a point of intimidation, even towards the defense attorneys. Because when you believe that everybody is against you, and you step into a space that you do not feel safe in, and you do not feel like you have a fair trial, it may stop you from saying certain things or putting certain things out there. Because what's the point? What's the
mm,
point? I need to feel, I don't care what I did. I could have blew up a fucking school. But the way this law is set up, it's set up in a way where when it's your time to have justice in regards to whatever you did, there has to be a balanced trial. It has to be a fair trial from the beginning. And everybody knows that so much happens. Errors could happen. We're human beings. We are not perfect. So there are human beings behind every role that participates within a courthouse. Somebody that has to come up with the idea of what's going to happen with your life for the rest of what I'm saying, the duration of your life. So these are human beings. They're not going to
Hmm.
be perfect, you know, but, but like I said before, the courts are created to seek out the truth. It's a strong
Right.
foundation for the truth, which is why before you do anything in there, you have to put your right hand to a Bible. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
it's the right or the left, but you got to put one of them hands to the Bible. You got to say, I will tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God, because there's nothing in there that the truth should be feeding itself. I mean, there's nothing in that courtroom that it should be feeding itself other than the truth
Mm-hmm.
and only the truth. That's it. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the truth got out. I don't think the
Right.
truth got out. I do believe there was intimidation. I believe this whole case is covered in bullying. And I don't just
Mm.
believe Carmelo was the only one bullied. I believe the attorneys were bullied. I believe the family was bullied. I believe the prior judge was bullied. I even believe the current judge was in the midst of being bullied, but he did what he believed was going to get through that trial while ignoring the pressure of bullying. But bullying ran this trial to me from beginning to the end. So that's not that you don't that's a very unsafe territory to make a decision about somebody's life. Things
Mm.
have to be stable, very stable foundation before you could tell somebody you're going to go and you're going to do 35 years for the rest of your life and snatch you completely from your family
Mm.
and from your support system. That is tough. So
Right.
by right, they owed Carmelo a fair trial. By right, they owed him a stable foundation to have that on. And if they were not prepared, properly prepared and ready to do so, they should have just said that. They
Mm.
should have just
Yeah.
said that the state and the courts, they have time to work out their differences, because the most important part is to make sure that you are seeking out the truth and nothing but the truth. So help you God. You can't ask everybody in the courtroom to do this, but you're not going to follow it yourself as a judge. And you're not
Mm.
going to follow it yourself as a juror, as a jury or a juror.
Right.
So I'm glad that there's a lot of eyes on this case. I'm glad that a lot of people are waking up to the judicial system and how it really works. I think Black people have been slow to wake up to it, because a lot of them have went through the spaces of education and degrees and things like that. But I'm glad that a lot more of the public is waking up to it, because the public plays a huge part in situations like this as well.
Right.
You don't have to have a degree to participate. You don't have to. All you have to do is to be a citizen in the community that you're a part of, and you just have to want to contribute. You have to want to be a part of the balance. You have to want
Right.
to be present. You have to want to have a voice. So I think this case is meant to wake up a whole lot of people. Bless his heart. But I think Carmelo was
Yeah.
fine, actually. Like they said, Carmelo went to a place where he left a place where it was predominantly white people and then went to a place where it was predominantly Black people. So if anything, he's probably in there learning a little something. But he's fine
Now,
to me.
Goldie in the chat is asking, she said, are the accusations Carmelo's family misappropriating the funds true? She don't know what to believe anymore. The news is hard to believe at times.
He said, are the funds what now?
Being misappropriating.
Oh, that's not the story that I'm getting. So from the family themselves, they have came out and said that they have not had access to the money from prior. When all of the noise started happening, they locked the money down. I think they raised up to almost 700,000 for the defense team, and the
Wow.
money was locked down to specifically be for what it was being raised for, which was the attorney. So even the Carmelo family had no way of accessing that money on their own or doing whatever they wanted to do with it. Only the people that it was being raised for. And this is the story I've received. It comes through another person who is associated with the father of Carmelo Anthony. So I would like to say that it's a bit credible, but to my understanding, a lot of that is just noise.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of misinformation out there.
she also said that it says Carmelo's family supposedly had bought a house and a car with the money that they raised. Um, yeah.
And
Okay, so the thing
also,
about that is, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
So the thing about that is if you go and you look into the Carmelo family a couple years prior to this. This is very easy to do. You just go on Facebook and you go to their personal pages. They have not removed any of their pictures, any of their videos, and you can still access some of them and not even be a friend of them. They were already doing well. They already had a huge house. They already had luxury vehicles. They already had money. They already had good credit scores. They already had, they're not the
A
black family
statistic.
that everybody think. Yeah, it's very stereotypical. They're not the black family that everybody think that they are. They actually worked, no handouts, no anything. They followed the
Wow.
system, they did it right, and they worked hard. And they were raising that boy to work to do the same. So now that is prior to the case. Now I do understand that once the incident happened, there was a lot of harassing going on, a lot of deadly harassing going on, a lot of deadly threats that were happening to the Carmelo family, to the point where this is what I'm hearing, that they had to move up to different times because people kept finding their information, getting their phone numbers, getting their address. It's really on some KKK stuff. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like that's really what it gives. So at that point, I also heard that they were coming up and harassing the Carmelo father at his job where he worked at. They were leaving threats to the minister that speaks on behalf of the family. And he has those threats recorded by phone on his personal profile. You can go and check that out too on Dominique Alexander. That's the minister that they deal with. So they've been dealing with a lot of stuff since this case started. So during this time frame, I'm not exactly sure. It's very possible that they might have used funds to move around. It's very possible they might have used funds to get into something else, a new house, a new car, whatever. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't believe it has anything to do with the verdict or how the courts handled that case, though. I would hope not.
Yeah, and then I just want to add, one thing that we got to remember is a lot of these judges, lawyers, people that have power in the judicial system are good old boys. They are Freemasons. They are KKK. They are, white supremacist groups that some of these individuals participate in, and they control it at they will. It's a lot of that goes on. Within a lot of different elements in our society and here in America. Some of the people that have the most power in this country are just racist and want to see us demolished, want to see us be extinct. And that's something that we have to fight against and know. Even in law enforcement, police officers, they want to see us deceased. So a lot of times when these things happen in the courts and we see slip ups that we know do not make sense, it's because you got people that just truly hate us deep down in their soul spirit. You know what I mean? So that's one thing we fight against.
I think it's very important how you identify if you are a person of color in America. Because on one end, I kind of understand where they're coming from if we're talking about the person who's three-fifths of a human being. If we're talking about the person who is celebrating the day they became free, if we're talking about, you know, channeling and you're going through historical notes that you've learned in school at that. We're not taught, it's not like people are talking to their ancestors who are still alive about what happened back in the day. You get what I'm saying? So it's really all about how you want to identify in 2026 as a person of color. Do you want to keep keep like following in the footsteps of who white people think you are as a person of color, or do you just want to tell white people who you are? Because there is a difference. There's a huge difference. So this is why I know what we have constitutionally, but I think that also needs to be modified in the fuck updated. Because again, it's 2026. We have been integrated for a very long time. We have a growing new generation that's into completely different things from what we were into 20 years ago. We're moving fast as an economy. Things are changing all the time in America just because they're changing everywhere else in the world. So I think we just need to let go of the past, but not just talk about it. I think we need to put it in fucking writing because it needs to be in alignment. It needs to match what we talk about because when we get into these rooms and we start dealing with law, they go off of what's in writing. They don't go off of anything else. They go off of facts, evidence, things that have been signed and dated. That's the only thing they pay attention to. So if something has been signed and dated from 100 years ago, that's going to apply no matter what's been changed in this country. So we need more people who can create new laws, who can modify new laws, and then execute those laws. We need less white voices. We need less white voices, a little bit more black voice. You feel what I'm saying? Or not, it ain't got to be black voices, just more brown voices. We need more of those, but we definitely need less white faces and we definitely need less white voices. We don't need all of that. It's a different day and age. And I think those are the real conversations that we need to have. We need to get to work on writing what this future is going to be for the next 20 something years. This is for our children. This is for our grandchildren. And it's not just for the people of color. This is also this is also for whites. This is for everyone. Everyone in America needs to be waking up. They don't need to be comfortable with how things have went. You don't need to be comfortable with what you learned in elementary school historically. You don't need to be comfortable with the stories that you heard 200-300 years ago before they had phones, before they had buildings, before they had Teslas, before they had all of that. Back then they had nothing but dirt and horses and whatever they planted. So of course their rules and the way that they run life is going to be slightly different. But when you implement all of these things that we have today, you need to have something in place that helps balances things out amongst everyone. Amongst everyone. That's why I'm so passionate about this, because it really isn't, it should not be about a color because it shouldn't exist. Color should not exist. We should not be discussing
Absolutely.
color. Human beings,
Yeah, I
this is
absolutely
crazy.
agree. We should not be, and that's the problem, because you still have people that really even teach their kids to think about color and to make it seem like they teach their kids that we're not human and that we it's something wrong with us, we evil, blah blah blah. And that's the issue. When you got people in
Well,
power that think like this, it's going to
and that,
always create unbalance, especially in the law. Because even with judges and some of these lawyers, they still think on a personal level too, and that's one thing. Like you said, we got to change the writing, because you should not be able to use your own emotional feelings when you in that courthouse. You know what I mean?
absolutely not.
And they find different ways to do that, and that's the issue.
Yeah, well, that's I wouldn't allow, if you are not culturally the same as me, I just cannot trust what that person may think is in my best interest. It just logically wouldn't even make sense. You understand what I'm saying? It logically wouldn't make sense. And that's very simple. And let me tell you something, let me tell you what is illogical. If you trust that a person who doesn't look like you has your best interest at heart, if you trust that a person who has not experienced culturally the same things you have can know what's in your best interest, that is a problem, because you don't want to stroke nobody's ego in that manner. You don't want to have nobody who don't look like you out here thinking that they can they can do things that are better for you. They can create something that's better for you than you can create for yourself. It makes you overly codependent. Like you need, I need this person to live. I need this person to breathe. You don't need none of that. And I think people need to get off of that. We need to give white people space. If anything, you know what I'm saying? We need to give those people a little bit of space who might be a little bit, what's the word? I don't want to say overbearing, but they just have problems with a lack of control and respecting people's boundaries. Because what this Carmelo Anthony case is also about are personal boundaries, personal space. When is it too much for a person to get into your personal space? What do you do when a person is moving into your personal space? A lot of the times, if you're feeling threatened, you certainly ain't gonna be moving like everything is cool. You're gonna be in survival mode. You might go into a little bit of shock. You're gonna be scared. It's a lot of things that can happen when somebody gets too close to you, especially somebody you don't know.
Yeah.
But anyways, sorry guys.
It's all good. I was gonna dive into the next question because I can tell you passionate about law. What other interests or hobbies are you passionate about?
Um,
Dun dun dun.
I know. What other hobbies am I passionate about outside of that? Well, I have a lot of different hobbies. I guess it would be, I don't know, fam. I don't know. Law is pretty much a lot of things that I do deals with expression and communication, and it deals with um, order and balance. And I think those are just, I don't know. Now, if we're just talking about some relax, calm down type of hobbies, just chilling and things like that,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Outside
can
of
chill
motherhood and
and
working.
relax and be all through the feed on Facebook and things like that. I don't have a problem with that. I love playing bingo. A lot of people, I'm from the country, so I love playing bingo. I'll be at bingo right now if I wasn't on this live. Just let y'all know.
Uh-huh.
I
Matter
probably
of
would have
fact, we're
got
Okay.
gonna
more
be
than
doing
five
that for
hundred
my
dollars by now.
birthday. Yeah, I'm coming up there. We're going to bingo again. I like that spot you turned me on to. Um
Yeah. And then I love working out. Well, I'm naturally an athletic person, but I love outside activities. I enjoy hiking. I'm big on stretching and a little bit of yoga here and there. Not too big on weightlifting, but I'm learning.
Okay.
But I
So,
love physical activity.
so you would say you're a adventurous person, huh?
Most definitely, I got plenty of energy.
How
Okay.
adventurous are you?
Huh?
How adventurous are you?
How
Like, would you
adventurous?
go? Would you go skydiving?
That's when you like fall out of the air. Is that what y'all was talking about earlier? Where you fall out the air?
Fall out there.
Not fall out the
Yeah.
earth.
I think it's a bad time to be entertaining that shit right now, considering what's going on in the world. But before what just happened, I probably would have done it with people that I trust. I
See,
don't trust nobody to do this shit now, though. I don't trust nobody. Absolutely not.
See, I
I'm
would not
adventurous.
have let that go down. See,
Absolutely
nine times
not.
out of ten, it would be a Leo or Candace there. You think I'm not gonna be inspecting and looking at the details? If we
Okay.
were ever in that position, I know we y'all ain't gonna ever see us three colored folks on no mountain anyway, strapped to nothing. But
No.
and,
I would
No.
never, ever let that happen.
Okay.
Man,
one
that's
more
kind of crazy.
time.
I don't know how they must have been smoking or something because I don't know how. Because each person has a responsibility. So it was just somebody not paying attention to their damn job. But
To
that's pretty
And
rude.
somebody's.
Too
and
comfortable, too complacent.
and
Just blind?
where
Because
was
how do
her
you not see
mind
that
at?
girl doesn't have any gear on?
And where
Hmm?
was her mind at? Like, she should have realized she didn't have shit on.
She was already on the other
That
side,
too.
probably when you think about it.
Too busy
Put yourself
sending
in
that
her
last
shoes
message
seconds
talking
before she hit
about
the
who.
ground. Just think about it. She in
But like
there.
before I made it to the ledge or whatever,
I
I'm
would have been
gonna be
pulling on
checking to
something.
see if shit on me. Like,
Oh.
how does she not realize
Am I
that?
strapped down tight?
Okay.
Because she was in the moment and it wasn't her responsibility to make sure she was
No,
safe. She was around
no,
men as
she,
a
It
young
was.
woman that she believed she could trust and that were responsible. That's an unlikely, very rare incident that doesn't happen to just anybody, you
at,
know.
at this
So
point, she probably was lifted, shifted higher than the ceiling.
I hope she
And
was
yeah,
how
in
we
she was
know that
pieces
already
of
the
somebody
first
was
time.
impact.
still
I'm telling
doing
you.
that?
I'm telling you,
Wasn't she lit?
she was probably still flying once she hit the ground. I'm telling you, her consciousness was already out there. I can almost guarantee. She already knew what was happening. Things about to
130
happen.
feet, I don't want to know where my conscience was at that point. I wouldn't want to
Like
feel
I
or
was
know
telling
nothing.
y'all earlier, she was still alive when the paramedics got there.
And that's
Exactly.
unfortunate too.
Be reaching
Oh,
for my conscience at that point.
oh
Yeah, no,
man.
I want to be present. No,
See,
no,
we ain't
I do
supposed to
not
know
want a
shit
slow
like this.
death.
We ain't supposed to
My
know stuff
bad, y'all.
like
I
this.
did my bad. I didn't mean to get us back off track. Now, see, that's what I do.
It's all
Yeah,
good. It's
go
just
ahead with the
fucking
next question.
social media and cameras and people recording and everybody's just catching everybody. It's just Americans are stupid. I'm sorry. We can go ahead and put it out there.
She was
And see, this didn't
Brazilian
even
though.
happen
They were
with
in
an American
Brazil.
in American. I mean, this didn't even happen with an American, right?
She
Yeah,
was
she was
Brazilian.
Brazilian. She was in Brazil.
Was she born and raised in America and just took a trip to Brazil?
No, she was Brazilian.
Oh, she was Brazilian. This
Last name
happened in Brazil.
Rodriguez. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, well,
Rest
it's
in
people
peace,
stupid all
Maria.
over the place.
Okay.
Yeah, it's people stupid everywhere.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it don't,
Okay.
stupidity, just like ignorance, it does not discriminate. Just like common sense, like it ain't common no more. So I mean,
Yeah,
clearly it's not, because
yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But I get it. They could have been high. They could have been. She could have been on something. They could have been on something. I done went out the country before I went to Thailand. And one thing I can say as an American, because Americans are less adventurous, I think. They're less risky
Mhm.
than other foreigners. Other foreigners, they just expect you to just know how to swim already. I mean, in other countries, they just expect you to already know how to take care of yourself. So they don't provide as much
Right.
safety a lot of times the way Americans do. But I remember going to Thailand.
Mhm.
I remember going to Thailand and them fools, what did we do? I think we were parasailing, I think is what it's called, or something like that. But
Parasailing?
parasailing, I think, is when we were on a speedboat and then you're
Yeah.
attached to the speedboat and then you go up in the air from the
Yeah.
speedboat
That's
and they just ride
parasailing.
you around. But I gotta tell you, I
Yeah.
I took something I should have took before I got on that ride. And I was scared as hell because the worst part about it was, number one, I wasn't in America. Number
uh-huh.
two, the guys around me were not safety people. They were not safety professionals. They were not doctors. They weren't none of that. They were just people who showed up to make $1 that day. So they
Right.
was just as loose and all over the place as we was, even though that whole scenario was kind of unsafe. You get what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And everything didn't work out perfectly, but it worked out just good enough to where nobody died. You understand what I'm saying? So they
Okay.
don't go in other countries. I don't believe they go all out for safety and health reasons, of course, because they expect you to be more independent of yourself. Um, yeah, they don't do that in other countries. So don't go out of the country of America and then go swimming somewhere and think somebody finna save you or anything. Like, they expecting you to know how to save yourself.
I'll be mindful in the future because no. I need some established rescue teams around me at all times.
Yeah, stay your ass in America. Because you can go on a cruise or something where they still got Americans there, but take your ass. Don't go
Right.
to Africa. Don't take your ass in there. They ain't even got doc. You feel what I'm saying? It's not set up like it is over here in America. America has a
I
strong ass
believe it.
government for a reason. Other people are more self-governed in other places. That's what they expect. So it ain't shocking to me at all if that happened in
Hmm.
Brazil. Them boys probably ain't even gonna be, judged the way they would have been if they were in America and that happened.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody have any other questions? I know we got started a little late, and I know we still got scroll therapy, but I want to make sure everybody got their questions out for our guests. Candace, you can stay if you want, but if you want to leave, I understand. Scroll therapy is next, but before we move on to that, let's do a quick chat check, and if y'all have any questions, of course, before we move on to that.
What is this now?
Okay, so scroll therapy. I know you have been watching some of the episodes, but scroll therapy is kind of where
We'll be
we
prepared.
lend our advice for strangers, So basically, Aaliyah is going to read out some information, and we're going to share our opinions and our advice based off of whatever she comes up with that she has found
Okay.
on online, Reddit, etc. So I think we're all caught up. I can see and hear everybody. Anybody having any issues with anything?
Yeah, can y'all hear me
Ah,
well?
issues with what?
I
I'm
was just
sorry.
checking to make sure everybody was good. I can see and
I'm
hear
having
everybody.
issues
Okay,
seeing.
good.
I lost my contact, so I apologize. And
Mic check, mic
I
check.
Yeah, we
Yep.
we hear you,
Can you hear
Jr.
us?
All
yeah,
right, cool.
All right, cool.
okay.
Not you lost the eyeball over there. I'm glad you
I
got
did.
your
I'm
glasses.
sick about it because I cannot see at all. It's like being underwater. I talk about 4 eyes. I'm 20 eyes over here. I cannot live without glasses or some sort of vision. So I apologize. Gee.
Yeah.
Oh, but let me get into this scroll therapy. So for this first question, it says, "How do I tell my girlfriend?" I should have read this before I clicked it. How How do I tell my girlfriend I would like her to peg me while still coming across as masculine?
Wait, what?
This was a question in the Reddit questions. I don't know who put this here, but y'all are trying to sabotage me.
I did
It
not
says,
put that there. I did not put that there.
preferably advice from a woman. It's been a fantasy of mine for a while. I want to say it in a way that does not make me sound too feminine. She says she likes to date masculine men and has previously dated quite masculine and muscular guys, but she's dating me right now and I'm very skinny and not that strong. I am very different from her usual type. She likes when we do missionary, cowgirl, etc. And that is the end of what Mr. Sir had to say. Thoughts, opinions,
You need to get in the
questions.
gym. I mean,
Ain't no. Oh, he said thoughts from women, so I'm gonna keep mine shut.
No, I have no advice, brother. You are on your own. First, to each his own. Everybody has their own fantasies and ideas and things that they like to do in the bedroom. But that's crossing a boundary of mine. I do not want to put myself in the position of a man to be the man, if that makes sense.
Candace, what's your take on that?
I'm still trying to understand what was said. I know I heard something about some muscular
Oh,
my
you didn't hear
girlfriend
the whole
what
thing.
like I heard how my girlfriend likes muscular men, but she's with me. I'm pretty slim and she likes a missionary. Did I get it
Oh,
all? Okay.
I cannot run that back. I am so sorry.
Say it
I'm
for
gonna
the
have to
people
push
in
it
That's
the
to
the
the
back.
gist
next
of
one
it
because
though.
Can you
Say it for the
the
people. Say
better?
the
it.
Can you
awkwardness
So
for
summarize?
me has gone through the roof. I can't take it. So
I'll
let
say
me
it
try
for
to
you.
find something
So the
else a little bit
dude,
more mild.
let me
He's gonna
say it for you.
summarize it real quick before you move on.
Yeah, okay, you
So
go ahead, Bama.
I want to get her opinion for him. So the
Oh,
dude wants
Candace's?
to, yeah, because that's what we want to hear her opinion on the situation.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna read it again and I'll speak louder. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Let me get closer
Okay.
to the thing.
Alrighty. How do I tell my girlfriend I would like her to peg me while still coming across as masculine?
What
Preferably
does peg
advice from a
mean?
woman. Peg? You never heard of pegging?
Wait a minute, hold on. So like is
It,
peg like
That was
she's doing the
pivotal in
bending.
understanding this
She's doing the
story.
bending.
he's doing the bending?
Yeah, she's doing the bending.
She's doing the bending, so he wants to
Yes.
be.
Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and act out a scene for you. All right. So have you ever seen what's the show? The Tyler Perry movie with Janet Jackson in there. Oh, so you
Uh,
doing the bending?
That's why I just said she doing
oh,
the
He's
bending.
doing the bending.
Yeah,
okay.
she
So he
is.
wants to bend over while she stick a finger or something else up in there. Is that what that
Yeah.
is?
To
Yeah,
beg
And
him the
yeah,
blood.
yeah.
and he wants to know if it's okay.
He wants
How do
her.
he present?
So he
How do
says,
he
it's
want to?
been a fantasy of mine for a while. I want to say it in a way that doesn't make me sound too feminine. He
Okay.
says she likes to date masculine men and has previously dated quite masculine and muscular guys, but she's dating me right now, and I'm very skinny and not that strong. I am very different from her usual type. She likes when we do missionary, cowgirl, etc.
Yeah. No, he need to keep that to himself. He need to keep that- I would have said, because I've heard of this incident before. I actually know I know people who have actually experienced this in real life. However,
Yes.
they were married. They were married.
Oh, yeah.
So the man went
I,
to his wife and asked, and shared himself with his wife,
mm,
and and trusted her to cover
uh,
him in the process. And she was able to do it for a while, you know. But then eventually,
oh,
the real reason why he wanted it done came out, and they kind of
yeah.
did whatever. But for him, no, he don't listen. What's his name?
He doesn't give his name.
And I
It,
understand why. Yeah.
his,
Yeah.
So no,
let
don't
it
do that. You're gonna
rainbow.
gross a girl out. You're gonna gross a girl out if you want to get pegged from the back. Y'all know that shit is for gay people. Y'all know you want to get pegged from behind, go get
It's
you a
Just
gay.
trans
honest.
or a gay
Yeah.
guy or something like that. But if a woman doesn't already
Right.
approach you and address to you that this is something she's into, this is something she likes, and in fact, if she has already addressed to you that she's into the opposite, then respect her wishes on what it is that she's asking for or what it is that she wants, or leave her alone and
Agreed.
just go get someone who is more in alignment with what it is she wants. But it just depends on what they feel like is important. I don't understand.
Okay.
Don't get with a woman and start talking about a bunch of low vibrational bullshit, low value crap. If you get with a woman when you're ready to build and
Okay.
grow and do things like that. Now go have fun with other people in other cultural settings, but in a setting of where you're dealing with a woman and you know that you could build a whole family, a whole legacy with, you don't play them type of games.
That
That's
is
Okay.
silly.
true. And
Yeah,
you
no,
sound
that
like he
is
don't even need to
silly.
be with
I
her.
agree. Tabitha, do you have it opinion?
Yeah, he sound like he don't even need to be with her. He's not
Mm,
being honest about his needs. She's clearly vocal about her needs and you're not meeting them. And she's telling you, you know what position she's like, but it's like, is she fulfilling you? And if is it just a fantasy or are you not being truthful about who you are? So it's like, that's what people be playing games. Like, why are
right.
you inundating yourself with somebody else, knowing full well that your intentions are not based on something that is long lasting, building a legacy, building a family. Like if you're just out here all willy nilly abusing your body because you got all these, urges, then say that.
Mhm.
Be honest about that. But that is just trifling energy. It's like you holding this woman back from what she really needs and what she wants. You clearly holding yourself back. Why ask her to do something like that? That's so
That's demon
selfish.
talk.
And
That's
there you
demon
go.
talk.
That's demon talk. You could go find
Oh,
all other type of toys and handle your own business. Why you want to drag her into your life? She ain't got nothing to do with that. I don't
Demonic
okay.
ass
understand that.
shit.
Quit being selfish, homeboy, anonymous brother.
Trying to act like an angel,
Okay.
but you really a demon in the cheek.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Well, that's a wonderful start to scroll therapy. I'm sorry for just pushing y'all right over the edge. In the next question, it says, I am a reformed people pleaser. Ask me anything. I'm 24 and I've struggled with people pleasing since birth. It was ingrained into me not only by some abusive family members, but also taught by the abuse slash passive family members in my life. In the past couple of years, I've worked on it and I would consider myself to be reformed from the bad habit. Ask me anything. Um, being a reformed people pleaser, I struggled with that for many years myself. So I don't really have any questions. I guess I can relate to this person in the sense that um, I people please because I wanted people to like me and have a good opinion of me. And now that I've gotten older and I have come into a point in my life where I have spent so much time isolating myself to better myself, I don't feel the necessary need to people please just to get them to like me. I know my life is going to go on with or without these people. I got things to do, and my world does not revolve around these people. At the end of the day, you know, I got to learn how to please myself first and foremost. So, I'm not bending over backwards, um, trying to get anybody to like me anymore.
Oh,
Anybody else have an opinion?
Jr., what's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I think in this life that we live, it's important that you establish who you are and you stand on that. You stand on the ground that you create for yourself. You know, as especially as you growing into your own and becoming a young adult, older adult, you should be
Right.
really fighting for what you stand on and stand on it.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm
Agree.
heavy on
I
the.
agree.
I don't play about me, and I feel like everybody should feel that same way. Um, just like as far as being accountable, being responsible, this is your life. This is your story, your goals, your dreams, right? And at the end of the day, when you lay your head down, are you content? Are you happy with the person that you are, right? So are you going to protect that person at all costs? It should be yes at all
Mm,
times. You should be observant when you go places. You should be protective of yourself like nobody else. Ain't nobody gonna love you like your mama, and ain't nobody gonna
right.
love you like you love yourself. And so you shouldn't ride for nobody no harder than you ride for yourself, or you shouldn't want to protect anybody aside from your children, of course, right?
Right.
But it's like ideally you are your responsibility. So I am not here to people please. I am not here to be selfish or self-centered, but I am learning when to be unapologetically selfish, when to prioritize myself, and when to not feel guilty about it. Now
Right.
that's what I need to work on. The people
Mm,
pleasing is not the issue. It's pleasing Tabitha and not feeling guilty about it and prioritizing myself and knowing when to say no. That
right.
but people pleasing, oh no, I ain't for the people. I ain't never been for the people. I don't like stereotypes. I don't like statistics. I no. I do not care. I could care less. I vote, I pay my taxes, I mind my business. But people pleasing, you're gonna have to get in
Okay.
where you fit in, and I'm gonna give you what you give me. But yeah, no. You shouldn't play about you and you shouldn't feel guilty about it. And don't let people play with you. Don't let people play in your face, waste your time or your money or mess with your people. It's simple.
It's true.
Bama, what's your take?
You said it all. I ain't got nothing else to say. You said it all.
Okay,
Yeah. No.
so
Did you want me to read another one? Or are we done with scroll therapy?
okay. Did anybody have any other questions for Candace before we do one last scroll therapy?
Um.
I think I had one. I just wanted to make sure y'all didn't before we do another scroll therapy. Because I didn't know if, everybody's got lives after this and I know time's approaching, so we can wind down. But my question was,
Mhm.
how do you teach accountability and responsibility? Because I feel like with a lot of the things that we've touched on today, I feel like it all falls on accountability and responsibility. So as a mom, as a student, how do you teach those things?
Mm.
Mm, this is my take on it. I'm actually quite honest with my son. I'm honest with him about the world. I'm honest with him about the laws, the rules. I give him everything I know about the laws and the rules and structure and balance and um, why it's important to follow. the order of those laws. I even explain the history of them and how we got here and why we have those kind of laws. I break all of that shit down so that he has everything he needs. Because one thing I know that I have been able to prove over and over and over and over and over and over and over again with my son, and he's a 14-year-old teenager this year, I've been able to prove that I tell this boy so much of the truth. He runs out there to the world and runs into someone different every single time that is telling him word for word the same thing that I've told him. And even
Wow.
if he was a boy who just wanted to be rebellious and stubborn and, oh, my mama don't know what she talking about, and I don't want to listen because you know how y'all young boys can get. You know what I'm saying? Even if he
Mm-hmm.
wanted to be that boy, the world don't let him with me.
Wow.
The world don't let him because I'm not selling my son dreams and fantasies. When we get into the proper spaces for that, it's fine to do so. But when it comes to the real world and knowing that he's just a few years away from just getting out there on his own, I want him to understand how to ground his feet when he step outside these doors. Ground your feet and walk, because if your feet is off the ground and you just everywhere, and so somebody gonna snatch your ass up real quick.
Right.
It's somebody gonna snatch you up real quick. So being realistic is important to my son. And all I do is, the video games with them, like I said, it takes them out of reality. But I'm constantly throwing him back in it. And he don't like me. He don't like me sometimes when it comes to that. He got the typical
Okay.
relationship with mom, son to mom. Like, I love you, but you crazy. He's called me over dramatic. He say I do too much. He don't tell me much about what be going on because he think I'm so crazy. I'm just gonna go up there and embarrass everybody. I'm just gonna act a fool and all that. That's what I be putting out to my son. But I know what I'm gonna do if I have to show up to
Right.
defend my son or to defend my family or to defend myself. I talk accordingly to whoever I need to say it to. And he don't know that part, but I can be crazy if you want me to be. But that to me, that's what is accountability, because you can't pretend that you didn't know.
Yeah,
They act like you
Right.
didn't, you
yeah,
know?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the most important part when it comes to parenting is you just have to be truthful with them. You're a guide. You're their compass. You're their guide.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
True.
that's
so
something that I
yeah.
definitely do with my son as well. Like I'm very truthful with him. I'm very upfront. I don't hide things from him while he's a kid because I know those things. If you give it to them early, they're gonna be ahead of the other kids.
Yep.
And that's what's important in keeping your kid ahead of the game.
Yep. That's exactly what it is though. That's exactly what it is. He be wanting to sit in the present moment, just have fun and do these things, and it might not hit him until it's time, or even when it's too late, but it still hits him. He still gets it.
Yeah.
And yeah, they just be wanting to have fun, but sometimes the world won't let you have fun. Sometimes, especially, I mean, we've already seen it with the Carmelo Anthony trial. One thing I want to state, and I'm going to do a little bit more research on this, is they tried that boy as an adult, which is not uncommon to try minors who commit such a big crime as an adult. But I do have a problem with when it was um, when it's a group of them together. I do have a problem when you want to see one person as an adult, but then you still want to look at everybody as a minor, because that is a wedge, so big. You get what I'm saying? We do not handle adults the same way we handle minors. So as far as I'm concerned, if a boy is going to be tried as an adult in a case, then everybody that made an adult decision within that incident should also be seen as an adult too. Now, I don't know if that's legal or not, but to me, it's logical. It just
Right.
tells my brain balance, you
Right.
know. But yeah, these boys, tell you, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm the only one. Every day is something new. Every
Yeah.
day we're both new. And he got his mom, and yeah. But anyway, yeah. Y'all make sure y'all edit that little part out in the back.
No.
No worries. No
Um,
worries.
I do got one question for you, Miss Green. So I after speaking with you yesterday, was it yesterday? Yeah, getting prepared for the podcast and everything. you let us know that you didn't work like a typical 9 to 5. What gave you the courage to step out of that 9 to 5 and pursue your own dreams?
I got kicked out. Pretty much what happened. It was time. I was trying to stay. Don't get me wrong. I had that slave mentality. I was trying to stay. I got kicked out. I got forced out on my ass to get up and do for myself. I was left with no other choice, you know? And I could tell that because every time like I said, every time I try to go back and be codependent on somebody else to tell me what to do and how to do it and tell me how much I was
Mhm.
going to get paid, and like somebody else is setting my value of my life and my money and everything, I was trying to go back to it. The door had been shut on me. Thank God. Thank God. So I was forced to come out here and relearn not just myself, but the world, the system, everything that I didn't learn inside of a 9 to 5. What a lot of people don't take heed to is that when you have been on your 9 to 5 for a long time, you are shut away from the world. And whatever you are putting or investing your 8 to 12 hours a day, sometimes more than that, whatever is consuming your time, that is just your reality. You get what I'm saying? But a lot of people don't know, if you step away from that, there's there is bukus of things out here in the world that probably fit who you are as an individual. And to where you don't have to be something you're not, you don't have to behave in a way that you're not supposed to. You get what I'm saying? Like people will
Right.
accept the way that you look, the way that you sound. And if there is something out here for everybody, there is. But you have to turn around and look and see that it's out there. But I'm telling you, I got kicked out on my ass. They was
Mm.
tired of me. They was tired. I was getting bigger. That's what it was. I was getting bigger than the program, and I
Okay.
could feel it. And I could not. Once my shit started going. Imagine this, my brain. Once my shit started getting like this, and I started learning and taking in all that new information, it just grew, and it grew me right out
Okay.
of my role. And no, I couldn't go back to it because I would have had to pack my shit back down and then unlearn a lot of things that I had learned. And I just couldn't do that to myself. It would have been impossible. And
Yeah.
at that point, I would have been inside of their system, infiltrating the hell out of it because I would have had the information to do it. And I didn't even want to go out like that. So, so yeah, I didn't. So 9 to 5 don't need to be the go-to. It needs to be the stability that you have right now. But I would love it if most people, if not all, especially the family units, pursued entrepreneurship. If they just
That's
pursued it, looked
Yeah.
into it, entertained
Yeah.
it, look into your creativities, look into your talents and your skills and what you're good at. What do you love to do? Look at the last 10 to 20 years of your life and look at what you've invested most of your time into that you are really fucking great at. You're
Right.
great at something. So take that thing that you're great at and turn it into an entire business, an entire life, an entire legacy. That's how it works. The only thing that's been
Okay.
holding me back is that I'm still single and I've been single all this time. But with an entire family unit, a marriage and everything, like, I mean, to me, it's common sense. You shouldn't even be in no relationship with anybody unless you have the plans to build and grow. If
Well.
you don't have that, then what the hell is you doing with somebody else other than trying to eat off each other and stay alive? It just don't work like that. It shouldn't. It don't. The right way don't work like that.
Mhm.
And I say this all the time. Good can create a lifestyle for you, and evil can create a lifestyle for you too. Evil can get you friends, they
Okay.
can get you money, they can get you a marriage, they can get you all kinds of shit. And so can good, but it's only the good stuff that stays around. That evil shit always falls in destruction. I always say that. So you have to be careful with
Hmm.
your lens and what you're attracting to you and where you're at in life. But at the end of the day, no matter what, this entrepreneurial lifestyle is supposed to help build your confidence up, build your self value up because it forces you to ask yourself, what's my value? It forces you to ask yourself, who am I? You know, and if I had
Mhm.
to service anyone else on my own, if I had to get up every morning on my own and service the people in my community, how do I want them to receive me? You got a choice.
All right.
Even
That's
if you have
good.
you have a choice. You get up every day and come up with the people are scared to death. People are being ran by fear and they don't even want to admit it.
Mm.
Yeah, because perception is the reality. People are always going to perceive you in some way or another. I mean, yeah, you
Yeah, but
gotta.
perception is big. I learned that in employment. Perception, you're accused. The only reason they can even pull you into a room for disciplinary action a lot of the time is due to perception because they don't even have a lot of time don't even have 100% of the facts.
The
They
facts.
Right.
have to talk to you first to get 100% of the facts. So I remember one time I had a guy trying to tell me that my whole case was centered around perception. It was just, I might not have done anything wrong, but the way that it
Hmm.
looked on the cameras, the way that it looks to other people who are watching, the perception gives this, which we can't have that. So I had to prove in the court of that environment that, hey, I legally did not violate any laws in my contract. I didn't
Hmm.
violate anything, but it just looked crazy. But you have to go through
Hmm.
work just to prove anything on that. So even perception
Yeah.
matters. People need to take
Right.
that into consideration. Like, so you step outside your door, just understand if you look in a certain way, don't be surprised if somebody judges you accordingly. You
Right.
know,
Exactly.
so go
Speaking of,
outside. Yeah, yeah. Tell yourself
mm,
how you want to be valued and then value your own self like that. And then go out and you will receive that same value from other people because you'll be a vibrational match for it. But
right.
don't sit up here and be waiting on somebody to come in and take care of you or waiting on somebody to put you at the mountaintop so you can see over and see what the hell is going on. No, you got to get on your own goddamn 2 feet and walk your ass there. You got to do it on your own. Ain't nobody gonna carry you. Not after surpass um toddler age, adolescent age. Nobody's gonna carry you like that anywhere. Even my son
Hmm.
know already. He didn't reach teenage stage. He was like, yeah, I'm starting to learn. Yeah, people don't give you as many presents once you become a teenager. People don't do
Little
as much
things
stuff
like
for you.
that.
Yeah, he's starting to
Right.
realize them birthdays was just for the elementary days and the sleepovers were just
Yeah.
for the elementary. I say, yeah, son, I'm glad you peeping it.
Yeah.
So it's
Speaking
grown
of
man time.
perception and visibility,
Okay.
where can people keep up with you? Drop your socials and tell the people where they can follow you and keep up with Candace Green. We really appreciate you for joining us today. Thank you so much for all of your advice and inspiration. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. But yeah, let the
Yeah,
people know where they
it's
can
fun.
find you.
Well, I'm not on TikTok like that, but I do check it every now and again. I think what is it, C Green 151 on TikTok, but
Mhm.
I'm mostly on Facebook. Don't bring your ass over to harassing me either. Okay. Come in with some good life, some positivity. I'm on Facebook and Instagram at Candace Green. My picture is like a fitness picture, and then I have some model pictures up somewhere up in there. But yeah, don't bring your ass over there if you're not gonna come in with something positive because I chew people up all the time, every day.
Okay.
You understand?
Real
This is true
vibes.
love. This is
Good
true love.
vibes
This is me
only.
being honest. My feet are grounded on the floor right now. This is me
Okay.
being.
Me too. 10 toes down all the time. Oh my goodness. Okay, so y'all, if y'all didn't catch it, y'all know we had some interruptions and some technical difficulties, but today is Jason the Aura's birthday. So one
Hey.
last shout out to you. Did you have anything else to say? Anything you wanna say on this grand birthday of yours?
I just want to say, I'm grateful to be here. Life is a beautiful thing, even though we have all these things to deal with. But that's the beauty in it. It's the fighting, it's the struggle, it's the ups, it's the downs. Like I take this whole experience as one movie, and I say, how good can I make this? How much can I enjoy this throughout everything that goes on? So I'm excited to keep going.
All
That's good.
right.
I like
How old are
that
you?
analogy. Yep.
Ken?
I feel like
33.
every
Ooh, he's
33.
Jesus Christ number.
What that mean?
You the Mason 33 number. They say a lot about the 33s. They say, that's a huge stepping stone, huge milestone in your life at 33.
Yeah, I definitely can feel shifts starting to happen in my life. Like I feel like I'm coming into manhood in a
It
real
ain't
way.
even been 24 hours. No, I'm just playing. You feeling
Hey,
it
don't
already?
be jealous. Don't be, he still got time to become 33.
Tell that Gemini to hush.
But I've been feeling this since I hit 30. I would say like around that 29, 30 range. I really felt like I'm really starting to become the man that I'm gonna be going forward, if that makes sense. Like I finally passed that stage of just young man. I'm getting into real manhood, you know. So that's kind of why I'm at.
That's
Maturity.
beautiful. I love that. Well, stay on the straight and narrow. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
I think it's right. They're positive. I think they're positive.
It is.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Aaliyah, with that being said, I think we good on scroll therapy for today. I
We
think
are
we can
very
wait till
good.
next week on that.
Yes,
Bama,
we can close on that. That's fine.
okay.
so we're
Bama,
gonna
did
go
you
ahead and
have
toast.
something up your sleeve?
No, we're gonna go ahead and toast to Jr. one last time for his birthday.
All
Um,
right.
but this outro, it might sound a little different to y'all tonight.
Okay. Hey, let's
Yeah,
go.
Yes, they are.
we on this wave right now.
Yeah.
So high, it ain't no coming down from it. Summertime, gotta love it. Yeah, look, you a 50 piece, way more than a dime. This feeling right here is one of a kind. I don't wanna rush with making you mine. I hope we don't get lost in the summertime. 50 piece, way more than a dime. This feeling right here is one of a kind. I don't wanna rush with making you mine. I hope we don't get lost in the summertime. Yeah, feeling like I knew you in another life. Spiritual connection got us feeling right. If things go left and we lose sight, I hope we go back to those nights when everything was fresh and so pure. Caught in the vibe with no cure. Can we make it last? I'm not sure. Let's just go in with no fear. You say that I'm dangerous, cause niggas can't get this high on angel dust. Don't be safe too much, cause I feel the same, girl. We just can't be touched. Yeah, we just dangerous together. A true connection, nothing better. Your ocean crazy is nothing wetter. Your smile alone is a treasure. So impeccable. I don't want control, I wanna let it flow. You need something, girl, just let me know. This right here, I won't let it go. Yeah, I won't let it go. Feeling like Frankie and Maze and them. Thoughts in my mind, you amazing them. All these feelings, I ain't saving them. Yeah, 50 piece, way more than a dime. This feeling right here is one of a kind. I don't wanna rush with making you mine. I hope we don't get lost in the summertime. 50 piece, way more than a dime. This feeling right here is one of a kind. I don't wanna rush with making you mine. I hope we don't get lost in the summertime. Fall, winter, spring, yeah, I'm on the grind. Ain't really nothing like the summertime. One of these days you gon' be mine. Let's just have fun in the summertime. Fall, winter, spring, yeah, I'm on the grind. Ain't nothing really like the summertime. One of these days you gon' be mine. Let's just have fun in the summertime.
Hey, I wasn't ready for that, man.
What? That's
That's
you?
all right.
Hey, we had to pull it out. It's your birthday. We had to make
Yeah.
it special for you.
Yeah,
So we
That's
appreciate
great.
you.
Like that
appreciate
song.
it.
Hey,
Appreciate it. Hey,
pretty
on all
genuine.
platforms, Apple
Made me
Music,
feel good as a
Spotify,
woman.
YouTube, wherever you listen to music, summertime is out there. Go check it out.
I'm gonna go
Okay.
check it out. You know, like we ain't heard music like that in about 20, 30 years. About 20 years. They say, oh, you know how you can hear it from the artist? You know you ain't gonna never meet the artist. But you know how you hear it from the artist? You be like, he talking to me. I know he's talking to me.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's why you're supposed to make music, to uplift people and, give them
Yes.
some confidence and things like that. So that's a good song for the ladies. I love that. Very genuine.
Yeah.
It's got love in it. You ain't out here looking for no, you ain't trying to trick and do all that demon work. That shit sounds like love.
Yeah,
So
it
Okay.
was, and it was made from love. I actually made that song for my lady. You know, at the time we
Oh.
was just having fun in the summertime. You know, and we was like, we felt strong love for each other off the rip, but we
mhm,
was like, let's just take it slow. Let's not go too fast. I know it
mhm.
feel real good, but let's just have fun and we gonna see where it goes. So that's where it came from. It was like
No.
Mm.
pure love
Yeah.
from the beginning.
I love that one.
That's
Tell her
beautiful.
we all
Yeah,
felt
me
that.
too.
Yeah, that's Lady Real.
In the background doing the fingers too, you know. She do-
Yeah, right.
Hey girl, hey.
Well, all right, y'all. That's a wrap for this episode. We'll see y'all next week. Y'all have a good
Thank
night.
y'all for a great episode.
Thank y'all for
4.
stepping
See y'all later.
by.
Thank you,
Thank you for the
Candace. I love
invite.
Much
you.
See you next
love, Candace.
Love
Much
Tuesday.
you
love.
guys.